Hi friends, it is May 1st and this is my 1 month update. I've got a lot of great news to share and I'll get right to it. So my pathology report came back 2 weeks after the surgery, and I had a 2 weeks checkup with the nurse practitioner to check on my scar on my armpit to see how well it was doing. And in my last update, everything there went well. And the pathology report revealed that they were able to take out the cancer cell, which was only about 1 centimeter out of the original encapsulation, which is like 1.9 centimeters out. And because there was no spread, it means that I didn't have to do further surgeries or undergo any more like nuclear medicine at this point. So that was really, really great news. Also because there was some other thing that was mentioned in that report, which is something called patchy thyroiditis. So at the time, the nurse explained to me that doesn't necessarily mean that I have thyroiditis or something called Hashimoto's. It just means that in that cancer cell, it showed that that was like sort of the gene, or it could be the cause of that particular mutation. And it really depends on my blood work. So at week 3, I had a bunch of labs done, and just this Friday I went to my endocrine to review those results and look at what to do next. In terms of like how I'm looking at my own results, since I'm not like a doctor, I do feel so much better than before. Just like physically wise, I just feel so much better. I don't know how to explain it. Like, the symptoms I had of like my hair falling out, or the feeling of overall tiredness, or just all of these things that caused me to not feel myself seem to have like gone away. And also from last year, blood tests at the hospital, my white blood cell count was always pretty high, above the average range, and they didn't really know what was causing that. And for the first time ever, it showed that the white blood cells were in range. So I mean, it sounds like the cancer surgery was successful and they removed the cells, so I'm assuming that my body now is gotten rid of that, and pretty much like the white blood cells are now back to normal. Hopefully that's the case. And everything seems to be more on track to like feeling more normal. As always, like, my iron levels are always low, as it has always been. Like, I'm slightly anemic. And then all other things like, the deficiency in calcium, vitamin D, etc., they weren't showing up. So that actually means that my left thyroid is overachieving and is compensating for the right that was removed. And the doctor says that it looks like I'm all well and I don't need to take any medication, which is shocking. Because, I was expecting to take T3, T4, any kind of like thyroid medicines to regulate my body's hormones and metabolism, but seems like I don't really need it right now. And they can only say, right at this moment, this is not needed. And the reason is because usually the reoccurrence of cancer coming back is high or higher in the first 2 years. So I have a ongoing lab work every 3 months on the safe side, and every 6 I would have to get a sonogram on my throat to make sure that it's not showing. They did give me a choice of not doing it so frequently, like every 3 months. I could do it every 6 if I wanted to, and it will probably slow down after 2 years if it shows everything's kind of going well. Given that I have papillary, the papillary version of the cancer, it means that it's very slow growing. They're hoping that the constant monitoring would catch it someday when it grows back. And this is the part that I think that was shocking when I first was diagnosed, because I went through, the blood tests, I've had like a physical exam, I've had the sonogram test, and all of it was showing normal and was nothing to be super concerned about. And it wasn't until I decided to take the biopsy just to make sure that it did come back as cancer. So I didn't want to take the quote lazy route right now, because it seems like I should be, taking this more seriously and getting the blood work done every 3 months just to make sure that, the function is still happening and I didn't need medicines later, which could happen. And the fact that, like, in the original pathology report, it showed that, that there could be a cause of Hashimoto's or thyroiditis. That could happen later on in my life at whatever stage it happens at, or it could not. I decided that, internalizing it, I'm not going to worry about that, because I don't know when that will be coming. I don't know if it could be 20 years from now, next month, who knows when that would be. And if it does come, what can I do other than like just take the medicine? So I'm gonna just celebrate that small win for 1 month, and hopefully, going forward, I'll make sure to be very conscious of my health, meaning that I'm being more careful about my own health, taking lots of extra vitamins and supplements, the ones that I know that I need, and kind of, keep up with having good health and not having this happen again. I guess I know it's not in my control, but now that I'm aware, I want to be more conscious of like getting this tested. And I guess it is kind of funny, for the first time when I go to the doctors are like trying to look around my neck, like going like this to see my scar, and they don't see one. So 1 month in, I do feel a little bit more comfortable now showing you guys what my scar looks like. I mean, before then, it was just so scary and gross. So for those of you who are interested, I want to show it now. If you don't like it, just close your eyes for like 2 seconds. All right, so it is in my armpit area. Okay, so there you go, right there. Big dark line. When I put my arms down, you can't see it, but it's there. Not, it's not super hidden, but it's better than like, having one in your neck. Well, anyways, I doctor's orders to not have it be exposed to, the sun, or have it be exposed generally. If so, I need to have tons of SPF or have it covered up, because the skin there is new. And so, side news, what have I been doing since week 2 to week 4? I went back to work for 2 weeks, and yeah, those 2 weeks felt like it's been a month. It was so busy, and I don't know, I felt like myself again. I felt like I had enough energy to last through the day, and I didn't feel extremely lethargic, which is how I felt, week 2 in. At week 4, I felt pretty normal. I didn't feel any physical changes that I had, and I just felt better every single day. And yeah, I was really happy a friend came to visit, my college roommate. And I know I wasn't super sure how much energy I could have or sustain on a weekend, but I actually shocked myself that I was able to like go out all day like a normal person and didn't feel sudden rush of like being tired or anything. So I will say that I feel pretty great and awesome. So and on top of that, I feel like my positivity towards my own strengths are at an all-time high. Like, I feel extremely confident now versus being really, really scared out of my mind or really, really panicking, and having so much anxiety, like the beginning of going into the surgery, because I was so new and I didn't know anything about surgeries at all. With my upcoming next surgery, I actually have been thinking a lot about how I would react differently this time, and how I would, help manage my own mental health through that, and just the overwhelming feeling of positivity that I have right now for putting my mind and heart at ease just gave me so much more power and confidence that I am able to get through anything that is going to come at me. And I will make a video today on my next, just to preview my next surgery or what I'm expecting. So I probably won't be updating anything now about thyroid until like about 3 months in and my 6 months checkup, or if there's any further changes. So thank you so much for watching this part of the journey, I guess part 1 of the journey.